Hello everyone, welcome into the stream. I know I'm a little bit late, but it's mostly because I was contemplating really hard whether I wanted to stream or not today. I know we're like on the second half of episode 4 for Ace Attorney Investigations already, but I was just not, I still am not feeling it today. But I hope you guys are having a much better day than I am. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time, whatever you're doing. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the current state of affairs in the VTubing sphere. Not only the VTubing sphere, but the streaming sphere in general. There has been a big blow up with a company named VShojo, which has been a pillar for the Western VTubing sphere for a couple of years now. You might be more familiar with Iron Mouse, who has spearheaded the rise of VShojo and has spearheaded VTubing for the Western audience in general. And it's just been a really tough time these past few days with everything, all the allegations that have been coming up. But yeah, I haven't been feeling too hot today because I've been reading up on everything. I've been seeing everybody post about their experiences with VShojo, and not because like I'm directly involved with it, but because I know this is gonna be a turning point for VTubing. Not necessarily because it's gonna be a turning point for indie representation in general, but because whatever is gonna happen with Iron Mouse, and I know she's going indie. I know a lot of the other ex-talents from VShojo have gone indie already. But whatever's going to happen here is going to have direct implications to agencies going forward. More IP protections are going to be coming to the forefront. More indie representation. Unionizing, I know, has come up to the forefront, which I don't think is going to happen on the Western sphere. It's definitely not going to happen or affect the Eastern sphere of VTubing at all. Because, and I've said this before, for the Western audience, we are much more individualistic in our ideals. We tend to look out for niche cliques. We tend to look out for ourselves. And so unionizing is going to, it may help the Western audience, but it definitely will not affect the Eastern audience in any way, which will affect major agencies, corpos, whatever you call it, overseas, because they do not see unions in the same light as we do. It may help us as the smaller guy, but it will not help with our reach outside of like the US, the UK, any English-speaking country. Okay, here's the thing with everybody who's been saying like, I don't like agency, I never supported agency and corpos. Here's the thing is, I understand the need for people to want managers, want a team behind them. I understand it because it can be overwhelming being able to do stuff yourself, and not everybody can or has the talent to do everything by themselves. What I don't like are the people who say they don't like managers and agencies and corpos and whatever, and being tied down, having a contract, and they're not putting in the work for it. I don't like the rise of agencies and corpos in tandem with the rise of clout chasers. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why people shine on such a negative light, is because you have so many people going like, oh my god, I want a manager, I want agencies, I want corpos, and then they quit after gaining the fame and the clout behind it, and then going indie and having big numbers, and then making it even harder for the smaller guys, the indies, to get that much notoriety from it, you know, get the same notoriety and the same fame, the same attention. And so I think that's one of the reasons why, like, I'm anti-corpo, but it all boils down to the terms and conditions. It all boils down to that. We are seeing from this VShojo situation with Iron Mouse specifically, and I feel like a lot of us could use this as a learning opportunity, where Iron Mouse's contractual terms made it so a majority of her funds went to the company. And I understand, hey, companies are gonna take a cut out of whatever they help you garner, right? But that shouldn't be the case for subs. That shouldn't be the case for charity money. That shouldn't be the case for ad revenue, right? Agencies and corpos should only take a cut out of whatever they're helping you achieve, whether that be a sponsorship, whether that be a brand deal, whether that be a collaboration with a company or whatever, or other people. They shouldn't be taking cuts out of whatever you individually make yourself through Twitch, through YouTube, whatever. And I feel like so many people don't understand that, and so many people don't read the terms and conditions of their corporate contracts. There's straight up some levels of production a single creator can ever achieve. That is absolutely right. That is absolutely right. And you're gonna see, I 100% predict, you're gonna see a rise of quote-unquote content creator groups. You guys already know I'm part of one. I'm part of V Huddle, which was founded by friends for friends, right? Coda Unlocks founded this this organization a year ago, and it's just a bunch of people who just like hanging out, right? You're gonna see a rise of that going forward in the next coming months, if not already. I know that the talents who didn't debut for VShojo, they're already trying to put together a group, a content creator group, and that's absolutely fine. Like, get what's yours, queens, because they were prevented from streaming, they were prevented from doing this and that, because VShojo was like, no, you have to wait for the right time and place and whatever, this and that. They were giving them all sorts of excuses to prevent them from doing what they were doing. And a lot of these talents were very successful streamers, and so you have the problem of VShojo not being able to pay out everybody they hired. This doesn't just include the talents, this includes all of the third-party entities that they hired on board as well. This includes the staff of VShojo, this includes any artists and musicians, etc. that they hired outside to help collaborate and create these assets for the streamers and talents that were supposed to debut. And yeah, it's just a shit situation all around for everybody involved. I can't join, also pay me if you want me to voice. Oh my god. This is one of the reasons why when I do big events like the game show, like mega collabs and things like that, I will take on the brunt of like everything. I will create all the assets, I will look for any free assets, I will do this and that, because I know for sure that I cannot pay anybody. I barely make any money. I can't even say it because Twitch has it in their TOS that we can't say how much we make from ad revenue or show off how much we make from ad revenue. But I make a measly amount of money, and I'm a small streamer, and so it's to my benefit to be able to know how to do all these things that I want to do. That way, whenever I get to a point where I can hire people, I can be like, these are the standards I put forth. This is the standard I want you to work in. This is what I'm looking for. If you can't do it, I'm doing it myself. Yeah, right? That's the standard that we should all have, just in general, point blank. Wait, did they really say that? Yeah. Most businesses do. I know for sure that we can't show off on stream or anywhere like how much exactly we make from ad revenue. I'm really bad at stuff I do and I'll never be good at it, but I still wouldn't join it. Well, here's the thing, is if you're constantly doing it, you can't be bad at it forever. You're creating a standard for yourself. It's a lot harder for an indie person to put on a 3D concert or sell tickets or fill a stadium, for example, compared to someone that has a distributed workforce or entire management structure organization. Yeah. You need much bigger network a much bigger network to work with in order to achieve things like that. In order to, you know, even be in the sphere of being noticed by these big entities. I was watching a podcast recently too. Actually, it's Cutie Cinderella's podcast, Wine About It, with Valkyrie. They were talking about the situation, but from an outside perspective, because they're not VTubers, right? They're just streamers in general. And this is one of the reasons why I'm saying, like, the streaming sphere is paying a close attention to it, because VTubers aren't the only one who are contractually obligated to do things. So are streamers. So is anybody trying to do anything, trying to get a sponsorship deal, trying to get a brand deal. One of the things they brought up was oh shit, I forgot. Shit, I forgot because I was muted. It was what I was talking about before JC hit the mute button. I forgot, but I recommend you guys seeing it. It's their most recent episode. It's right at the end where they disclose or they discuss the Iron Mouse situation and Bishoujo situation, but they're talking primarily about contracts. But yeah. It's important to read the fine print. It's important to read the fine print. This needs more work than one single person could ever handle. Shara silently dying and screaming, yeah. I'd rather work alone on something for 5 years and let someone else touch my work. That's totally valid. Like I said, not everyone can handle the responsibility of doing something on their own. Not everyone, a lot of people will get overwhelmed with it, having to learn A, B, and C in order to do E, F, and G. You know, if you can do it all on your own, that is absolutely fine. You could, props to you, honestly, props to you. But a lot of people, especially in streaming, where there isn't a lot of longevity in streaming. Like, a lot of people will start streaming, end streaming in like a couple months, or in a year, or in 2 years. If they're lucky, 3 years. They'll survive streaming for 3 years. But for a lot, this is not a tangible job, right? This isn't something that'll help pay the bills. This is more of a hobby than anything, because they can't financially afford to just stream or just do content creation. And for those people, and this also came up as an argument for VTubing because of what happened with COVID, is that you have a lot of hobbyist VTubers, and not a lot of you're competing against people who have the financial means to do this and that for, like, I don't know, once a month, and other people who live to do this. And so it's just, the sphere is just convoluted. There's so many people you're competing with, and not everybody is going to be here 5 years down the line. And whether or not you get the attention during that same time frame, is always going to be a point of contention. It's always going to be something that people are going to look at and compare themselves to. So it's not a matter of, oh, I am shit at this. It's a matter of, are you getting the attention that you're wanting it to get? Because everyone can be good at it. Everyone can learn to be a good streamer. Everyone can learn to be a good performer or entertainer. It's a matter of, are you getting the eyes that you want to get at this time, at this moment? And if not, then something has to change. Whether that be your content, whether that be how you put your content forward, whether that be how you garner attention to it, something has to change. If something isn't changing in an exact amount of time frame, then you can expect it not to. You should probably expect it not to. And that's just the woes of entertainment business. That's just the woes of doing things that are, I don't want to say clout chasey, but God, what is the word I'm trying to look for? Relevant to the time at hand. There are just a lot of compromises you have to make as an entertainer in order to get your message out there, whatever your message might be. Your message might be, I don't know, a freaking chicken dance. But it's a message. But this is also one of the reasons why I bring it back to the fact that not everyone can do things on their own. This is why so many people, you know, want a manager or a clipper or an editor or someone who can do thumbnail art, for example, because they can't do it all on their own. And those are all ways that you can get attention to yourself. Also, putting yourself down all the time isn't a good way to grow. I know it's hard, but we're all usually our biggest critic. You may just have to manage your expectations more and focus on little improvements. Where absolutely, Pika, 100%. Because you also have to keep in mind how you're presenting yourself to the outside. If you're presenting yourself as like, man, I can't do anything, I can't do shit all the time, 24/7, that's how people are going to see you and view you, and they're not going to give you the time of day. Because it's like, well, if they can't do anything, why am I going to be watching them? One of the biggest things I think to come out of this scandal with V Shoujo, not just recently, but in the last few months, in the last few years even, is to pay close attention to how everyone is talking. All of the X-talents, specifically, how the X-talents are talking. They keep things vague. They keep things hush-hush, and that's because they're building a case. You have to know when to shut up, honestly. That is a skill that you have to learn if you plan or even have an inkling of hope of getting famous. Not even famous, getting more than 10 people on your channel, okay? You have to learn how to shut up. It can be good to have opinions. Obviously, have your own opinions, right? But there is a time and place for those opinions to come forward. There is always a time and place. If you're constantly smack talking the people that you're collabing with, or your friends, or yourself, or whatever it is, that is the thing that the big guys are gonna see. That is the thing that the big guys are gonna say, that's a red flag. I don't know if we want to partner with them. I don't know if we want to deal with them. I don't know if we want them on our radar, you know? And a lot of drama tubers specifically, this is one of the reasons why a lot of them will not get sponsorships and deals, because they're not afraid to talk. Right? They're not afraid to say shit. But again, it's in regards to current affairs. They have a target, they have a focus on what they want to talk about, where they want their opinions to be seen and heard. I think ragging on other people in the group is okay, but it's usually bad practice. Yes and no. Yes, I would say yes and no. Especially in VTubing, where the norm now is a Google Docie. Let's be for real. Right now, I have never seen an internet space more naive for towards internet safety than I have since I started VTubing. Where, like, hello, it should be common sense that these giant groups that you join, where there's like 20, 30, 40 people, not everyone is gonna be your friend. You shouldn't be spouting everything that you think and assuming that everyone, because you're in a similar group or in a like group, is going to be your friend or is going to have your safety in mind. If it's a close friend group, then yeah. I'm sure that, like, I'm sure you guys can talk shit to each other, no problem. And anything that you guys say to each other is for you guys only. It's for you guys to, like, vent. Always have somebody, always have at least one person. Please, I'm begging you. Always make sure you have at least one person that you can be honest and truthful and 100% yourself with. This doesn't just have to be somebody IRL. This could be someone online, but, you know, just keep yourself safe. keep yourself safe. Not everyone's gonna be my friend, but I'm JC, everyone's my friend. This is another thing that I haven't talked about in a while, but it is something that I firmly believe in, is that I kind of hate how loosely the term friend is used online. I kind of hate it. Me, myself, personally, the reason I say that I don't have many friends IRL is because I have a very high standard for what I consider a friend. A friend to me is somebody that I have divulged intimate secrets to or intimate opinions to, and I don't mean intimate as in like romantic, I mean intimate as in close to my heart, like emotionally been vulnerable with them. So not everyone that I have collabed with, for example, is a friend. Most of the time they're just like acquaintances, somebody I've met like once or twice. They're fun to be with. Don't get me wrong, they're fun to be with. Like even Pika, even Pika, I don't necessarily consider my friend like at the level of friend, but they're a really fun acquaintance. But the thing with online is like you can't say that. That is taboo to say. That is taboo. If you don't say that I'm your friend, then I'm gonna ignore you. I'm gonna ghost you. I'm gonna block you. And so it's easier to say online, oh yeah, here are my friends, than it is to say, here are my coworkers and acquaintances. Like, I feel like everyone is so just like touchy on the subject of who is an actual friend and who is not. But yeah, I just felt really like icky today having seen all the news. I'm also going to... I did type out a multi-POV bot for all of the VShojo girls who were affected. So if... I would even say, like, don't even watch my stream today, guys. I would prefer you guys show support to all of the talents who were affected by the VShojo thing. VShojo did release an announcement today. They finally put out a statement today, and it was the shittiest statement I have ever seen. They basically were like, we didn't know what was happening. We had all this money, and we don't know where that money went. Oh no, sorry, I feel really bad, but like, peace. VShojo is disbanding. VShojo is disbanding. By the way, everyone should know. One of the pillars of the Western VTubing sphere is disbanding. It is confirmed with today's statement. What that means for Iron Mouse and any of the other talents who are suing VShojo, I don't know. What that means for any other legal repercussions, I don't know. But I would much prefer that, like, everyone in the VTubing sphere should show their support to one or more of the talents who were affected. And I wish that I had a bigger doc of, like, who was affected by VShojo, because again, it doesn't just affect all of the current talents, quote-unquote current talents, or all of the talents who didn't debut. It also affected their artists, it also affected their staff. Even the Japanese branch of VShojo was shanked. They had to take pay cuts. I don't know if anybody watched Kaeson's stream or read the transcripts, but they had to take 50-80% pay cuts, all of them. All because the Western branch fucked up. I don't watch any of them. I don't either. But like I said, this is gonna have huge repercussions in the VTubing sphere, in the streamer sphere. And if you guys aren't paying attention to the streaming sphere, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you as streamers. You need to pay attention, you need to wake up. Because this is only gonna make things harder for everybody. I can't believe we're not friends. I'm sorry, Pika. I'm sorry, Pika. I don't care though. That's absolutely your prerogative, Shiver. I'm just saying, this is something that's gonna be huge for streamers. Hopefully internet's back up soon. Phone's almost dead. I hope your day gets better, Locorn. Thank you, Anxiety. Yeah, it's just like I said, I get hugely empathetic with situations like these, and so whenever I have to like read news, I only divulge in like news that is pertinent to what I'm doing, which is unfortunate. So I don't really divulge in like drama tubers a lot. I don't really like read up on all the like scandals, but this is big. This is gonna cause ripples. It's already causing ripples in the VTubing and streaming sphere. So anyone who has considered any of the VShojo streamers as their Oshis, I feel for you. I'm so sorry. I don't know very many of them either. I came into streaming not knowing anybody in VTubing. I came into streaming not knowing anybody in streaming. Like, legitimately, I started streaming because of YouTubers, not Twitch streamers. So I'm very much an outside force when it comes to this. I know about Iron Mouse, but that's because she's, once again, she's a pillar to our community. The only person I think that I didn't link in the shoutouts is Mint Phantome, and that's because she's a YouTuber. But she was supposed to debut with VShojo this year. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen in the streaming space. I don't want to say just the VTubing space, because this is gonna affect everybody who's online. There are a lot of people who were betrayed. I'm pretty sure, I've talked to this, I've told this to people too. I'm pretty sure you're going to be seeing a lot of audience versus business networking head-to-heads. You're probably going to see a lot of indie merch studios or indie businesses backing all of these ex-talents. You're probably going to see a lot of indie businesses come to the forefront, and you're gonna see a lot of quiet from the big guys. You're not gonna see them say anything. Same thing with Hololive and Nijisanji, which are two of the Eastern VTuber branches, which are also pillars to the streaming community. you're gonna see them stay really quiet because I'm pretty sure that the V-Shoujo situation is going to cause a lot of questions. It's going to get them blacklisted from a lot of big-time deals and events. But for how long, I don't know, because, again, audience support is going to determine a lot of things. It's going to determine the new status quo. Yeah, I did feel like just canceling stream today, but I also felt bad about canceling stream because we're on the second half of the collection, or not the collection, but the episode, and I wanted to finish it. But I'm definitely not like feeling great about streaming today. Again, I would much prefer that you guys support the streams of all of the X talents because they need the support. They genuinely need the support. They may not need the numbers, and I know a lot of you are gonna not watch them or not like share their channels around because like, oh, I don't watch them anyway. Oh, they have the numbers anyway. They have the support anyway, but they need the support. They need the support more than I do. Like, it is heartbreaking the situation that they're currently in. And like, I am just super empathetic to it. Like, I am legitimately crying about the situation right now, and I'm not even directly affected. I have never bought merch from them. I have never bought. I've never watched their streams for hours on end. You know, but like, nobody should be put through this type of situation at all. Like, it's so shitty. Yeah, you guys can use multi-POV, !multi-POV to just check out their streams, or even just go into their about page to find their other links, like their Twitter and their YouTubes and whatever else that they have going on. That's a link there, because I know that Iron Mouse is still raising funds. People are still raising funds for Iron Mouse. There is specifically going to be a ton of charity subathons coming out this weekend in support of the IDF and in support of Iron Mouse. So make sure to keep an eye out tomorrow when the subathons are going to be starting. I think one of them is called Iron Strong, and it's going to be thousands of creators supporting Iron Mouse for IDF on Friday. And then I know that Ilara, I don't know her, but she's a VTuber. She's a big VTuber. Ilara is also hosting a weekend subathon with a bunch of other creators on Saturday and Sunday. So if you guys haven't considered donating to the foundation, please consider donating. If not through monetary means, even through sharing the links or donating plasma. That'll help a lot. That'll help a lot of people. Because charities don't deserve to be shafted, especially when they're known to actually help, because just like big corpos, there are some charities out there that will also you know, shaft the people involved. But IDF has been known, they're a trusted organization to help the people involved, so please get their name out there. I know Iron Mouse has always been a hero for them, so a champion for them, so please continue to assist where you can assist. But yeah, I hope you guys are I hope you guys are doing better than I am. I didn't mean to spend like 40 minutes talking about the situation at hand, but I feel like it's important for everyone to just be aware of what's happening with the current climate of streaming, and be aware of what's just happening in VTubing, considering I'm a self-dubbed sometimes tuber, but sometimes I VTube, you know? And so it's important to be just aware of the news. Not the gossip, the news. But yeah, you guys can use !multi-POV to check out all of the named X talents of V-Shoujo. Some of them are currently streaming. I couldn't tell you who, but some of them are. And then we also have some of the talents that it didn't even get to debut for VShojo. So make sure to support them, especially because I know some of them are or were small to medium creators as well, who had the opportunity, who had the hope, who had the belief that they were gonna make it big with them, and they just didn't. They were scammed. And so, yeah, just keep an eye out on them. I know that they've been building audience and support because of the situation, so, yeah. Objection, hi TJ. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and finish this game now. I am gonna go ahead and join the VC. I've already let everyone know that the VC is gonna be open for anyone who wants to help voice act, so I'm gonna head over there and we're gonna continue this game. As a reminder, we are playing our first playthrough of the Ace Attorney series. We're on the second game, Ace Attorney Investigations, and we're on episode 4 right now. We did parts 1 and 2 yesterday with Project Shiver, and today we're gonna close it out because this is a 4-parter. We're gonna close it out with parts 3 and 4 today to end the investigation. We're basically in a flashback at the moment with Kay Faraday and Edgeworth. What else have we found out? I don't know. I don't remember. There's a new KG8 incident that is important to this because it involves Kay herself, it involves Edgeworth, it involves, I don't know, some other people, some new people that we. There's always new people. Why is there always new people? What happened to the serial killer is what I want to know. Wasn't there a serial killer in the investigations? We have one more case after this, and all I remember is that there's a serial killer involved. Was that not a serial killer? Actually, was that the Yatagarasu card? The Yatagarasu card? I don't know. Yatagarasu, by the way, is a Robin Hood type character, but dude, I don't know. I just know that K is one. K is one. But yeah, what are we talking about? We were talking about the VShojo situation where they basically scammed their talents, scammed their staff, scammed the charity out of over $1 million. I want to say it's over $1 million because the charity itself was shafted out of 500K USD, and that's not even taking into account how many pay cuts their staff had to take, how much money is still owed to not only Iron Mouse and hundreds of their quote-unquote current talents. Any of the talents who left within the last few days I still consider current because I know that some of them are still under contract, some of them are still negotiating, so even though they aren't officially affiliated with VShojo anymore, and I know that VShojo said that they're disbanding, they still have contracts with them that I know that they're negotiating out of. But this also affects past talents from like 3 years ago who are still waiting on payments. And yeah, that's what we were talking about. I was talking about how like I didn't feel like streaming because I get really like empathetic towards situations like these, and that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen, period, to anybody. Doesn't matter if they're big creators or not. That shouldn't happen to anybody. Anywho, let's play Ace Attorney. Am I in the? I'm not in the VHODL VC. Okay, let me do that. Let me go in there. Ace Attorneying. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead. I just want to play a game. I just want to play a game. Man. But again, to anyone in VHUDL who is watching, I know that a couple of them are collabing right now. Feel free to join the VC if you want to help voice act. That's all. Let's play now. Sorry if my mood is like just down today too. I just feel really bad. I just feel really bad today. I feel really icky today. Again, you can use !multi-POV in order to check out any of the X talents of VShojo. Go support them. Please go support them. I know they don't need support from just a little corn like me, but every person counts. every piece of love counts. September 10th, 5:45 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers.
Uncle Bad! Is this it?
Hmm? Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there? It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. Oh, there's perfume. I thought the sweet smell was from the outside. Okay, this just confirms to me that it was CU who did the killing. Man, I swear to God. No, that's not quite it.
Aw, too bad. But it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. Also, my dogs are a bit boisterous today because it's too hot to walk them, so you might hear them in the background today. I am gonna be taking a break, like, in the to be continued section, just so I could play with them a bit and try to get some energy out. But yeah, you're gonna hear them a lot today. Anywho, but since you found it, I guess it can let you keep it.
Thanks! I'll treasure it always.
Those two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here, I've got something else for you. Is it the mirror he keeps holding out? Oh, it's a Swiss roll!
Yay! Thank you, Uncle Bad! Earlier, I ate one of these with gummy.
Gummy? Oh, you mean gumshoe.
Gummy is... He's trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy. I know he didn't kill Daddy.
Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying.
I'm not crying.
Kay.
Oh, it's the mister from before. And the lady too.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do.
Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So I'm related to the investigation. Shiver Shar. Hi, Queen. What happened?
What the hell? We're gonna clip. What do you mean we're gonna clip this? Clip it for what? Hello everyone. Hi, ABC. I need confirmation. Queen, run! Queen, run! Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why? People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into.
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright. I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right. Hey, mister!
Hmm? What is it?
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So, please find the real bad guy, okay? Oh? Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I won't forgive whoever did this. I knew it and definitely didn't ask anyone. Queen! Queen! Queen, he asked for help! Queen, he got the assist! Queen, we're snitching! But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could be the true culprit, other than Detective Gumshoe.
Good night, ABC. Mods are asleep.
I hate you.
Oh! What do you mean?
Shiver just came in here and say he hates me. You guys gonna take this? This is your streamer? Just you wait, Shiver. Just you wait until I put it under your actual post. Shiver looked it up. Shiver asked for help. Anyway, no, I won't do that. She wandered off while I was pondering. Yeah, people tend to do that. They're not just gonna stand around waiting for you to answer a question for like 10 minutes. That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room. I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it. Why do you say that? Well, a desperate low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know. She may be thinking about hiring a guard, but it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard's salary whatsoever. Oh god. One of the windows in this lobby is open as well. This one's open? The other one is closed now. Oh wait, no, we're in lobby number 1. This is the room that they were in, where you and Bad were in. So yeah, this window's open. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why did they open it, I wonder? So they could climb out? But how did they get past the bars? This decorative plant's leaves are shinier than the ones on the plant in lobby number 2. That's probably because it's next to the windows, but it's easier to photosynthesize. You may be right. Plus, the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2. The caretakers of this courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they? That's because they're the courthouse's caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. We are just wasting time around here. I like to just look at everything. Plus, you never know what's gonna count as evidence for Edgeworth's Mind Palace. What an incredibly strong-scented herbal tea. I fear that more than being relaxing, the scent may make one a bit heady? Heady instead. You put it in a special request for that. No wonder she's so violent, if she's been drinking this stuff the whole time.
What's wrong with tea?
Neither woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic. Ever.
What's wrong with tea?
This television's the same model as the one in the defendant lobby number 2. I hate saying defendant. It gets my tongue twisted. Looks like the two rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies. Yes. The 2 rooms are basically the same, huh? Yeah? Got your brain juices flowing? I can see down into the courthouse courtyard from here. What is that mess supposed to be? It's like an optical illusion. I believe it's supposed to be postmodern in design. More like thoughtlessness. So thoughtlessness in design. I'm so tone deaf when it comes to accents. I can't do accents. I apologize. I'm not a professional voice actor. Can't disagree there. Okay, let's talk now. Gonna play DVD now, get more depression. Have fun, Shiver. Why is it my fault? Hello, welcome in, first time chatters, welcome in. Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. Oh? And I suppose it has something to do with Kay. It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. It sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. But I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that's permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was gonna suffocate. It's that ultra-strong perfume Yu wears. She spilled some of it. Some of it? That entire bottle was open. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window. That smell's still here. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
Ugh. It's a knockoff! Yes, definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it.
I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail. It's cause she has no pockets, okay? Let's get that out of the way. Female clothing isn't designed with pockets in mind. Isn't designed for functionality.
Why can't she ever be honest about her wants?
Misused perfume data jotted down in my organizer. Same perfume as the one spilled in lobby number 1.
So now that we have the perfume Miss Yu wears, just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about.
We didn't inquire about anything at all. Okay, no, the smell, but still, that wasn't really relevant to what we wanted to ask. Here we go. During the recess.
So, you were in this room the entire time.
I'm here to tell Shiver that Queen responded on Discord get snitched on. Oh good, I also snitched on stream.
Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story's consistent. How dare you take first for me? That's why you snitched? Because Shiver took first?
Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then, what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations.
Who'd have thunk?
Guess I am. Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on the case.
Hello, Shar. I hope your day improves from now on. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thanks for stopping by on YouTube.
I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case.
Oh,
you knew? I always know that today's trial involving the Cadopian embassy staff members is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident.
I feel like that was worded wrong. I feel like the grammar is wrong there. Devs, you listening? Devs for this, I don't know how old this game is. Are you listening?
Now then, Detective. I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday.
And tell me the truth!
And the KG-8 incident.
Okay, told me could have probably made sense there.
If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you.
Oh.
Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we three were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring.
The Amano Group smuggling ring.
You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries? That trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yeah, but the case became tainted.
Not Queen disappearing and lurking, right? She came in here to yell at us and that was it.
All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then, what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Deveray. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Deveray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano Group? He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with the smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Kochen, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once for her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault.
Was it yours?
Oh my god!
He once again fumbled with his responsibility.
It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough.
Probably because you kept staring at yourself in the mirror.
Faraday. Cece. I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well. About how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap.
What kind of trap?
The holes in these jacket are a testament to that trap.
God, he was cheesed up, man!
You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in one gunshot? Gunfight?
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident.
Stop staring at yourself! That's why you got shot in the first place! Caught off guard!
I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We'd hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callista Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu, it was on the day of the verdict of the KG-8 incident.
Wait, what?
It was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes, Faraday and I. We apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. But just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been enough punishment.
I suppose not.
He is a very handsome man, to be fair. Draco? Once again, bad does not belong in this game. He does look really good, but he doesn't look Ace Attorney good. You know, he looks too good for Ace Attorney. This man should be out in like a noir game. He needs his own game.
You said it herself, that she never wanted to see either of us ever again.
But she did, but she does, but she's here.
But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct?
Yeah.
Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases.
I wonder if Detective Bad is gonna die.
But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring.
Look at that jawline, dude. That jawline is so long. He could probably make those mewing faces.
Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial, related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor and I was the lead detective. Took to the witness stand. You. She appeared out of the blue as a defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them? Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the effect.
Or she was just gonna throw the match. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright?
And for that, you've not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of Von Kama?
Just like us, you felt like she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young, but one day, you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him. Met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born.
Are you her godfather?
Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. He talks so slow. But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case.
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. I After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there is more to that statement that meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. Ooh.
By the way, let me know if the volume's okay. I didn't ask that at the beginning of the stream. I just kind of went on my tangent, but if the volume is okay, let me know. If it needs to be adjusted, let me know. If anybody who joins the Discord, if their volumes have to be adjusted, let me know at any time.
You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring, and in both of these cases, the witness, who was to testify about the ring, was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already!
I believe that there must be some reason, but the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, huh? And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it'll help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu.
What was this sudden outburst for? You made me almost whip you by accident! I'll whip you for real now! Oh.
Still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodopian embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others, knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. The special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure.
Dude, the Yatagarasu is sounding more and more like Batman.
And just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we question Rel about what was sent along with the white card...
Okay, this
This isn't the same card we saw at the beginning, right? This isn't the calling card of the serial killer, right? I'm not, like, misremembering that? Rel had no idea what it was. It's been so long since the first episode. We do have the episodes highlighted, by the way, on YouTube, so you can rewatch them. I clearly haven't. So that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. Oh. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. So dramatic. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. September 10th, District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, it appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. Oh, I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Francisca, there's no need to further depress His Honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor. The evidence? Hi. Your Honor! Oh! You! Yes, can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, sorry. I would expect... I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive. She's busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. I bet they aren't. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel are also included, so please, go ahead. Use them in your investigation into their case. Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
Thanks for the head pats.
I've placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for.
Okay, we're heading over. We're going.
So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag.
Thank you, thank you. I need the head pats today.
I need it so badly.
You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have them. While we have time.
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was all about.
Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something.
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone's still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. You're not a lawyer yet, Francisca!
Jesus! It's also real to see the knife up close.
So we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and what's this organizer doing here?
The knife looks so puny now that we see it up close. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you. Is this his promise journal?
About what, Your Honor? They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it to be passed along to you. He said it would help with the investigation. Detective Bad said that?
What a strange stroke of luck.
Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too.
Internet's back, yay!
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Well, let's look at the journal first.
Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here.
I have collected the evidence I need to prove that Mr. Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in this case. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. And it would also appear that he had proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. Thanks, Edgeworth. I just read it. Just read it all. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. What's the Yatagarasu's key? If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. Apparently, he also had very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope that this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rell may have made about being the real Yatagarasu.
And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder.
This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later.
I feel like I just did, though. Mr. Faraday's organizer data jotted down in my organizer. I mean, we'll look through it again. Maybe we can find some more clues. Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. That looks like the knife.
It appears to be a key.
And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key that Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bad said something earlier. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy. The Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret key safe.
As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected.
Thank you for the head pats.
Yatagarasu's key data jotted down in my organizer.
I want to look at the knife. That looks the same.
It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
And it's never crossed your mind that you use your rotting crop for the wrong purpose? That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
That certainly is odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. L. That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring in a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's only one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miles says first. Can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca.
What? Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse.
Well, his Wait, is it the organizer or is it the picture? Wait, do you guys think it's the organizer or the picture?
I think we would bring up both, honestly. It has a rather unusual shape. Let's do that. This Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
Did you know Miles Edgeworth is a lawyer and Francisca still looks really young? You should ask Francisca for his secrets, Sprout. I would ask her for her secrets. No, but we are in a flashback. He did just become a prosecutor. Francisca didn't, but Edgeworth just did. You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
Oh, am I wrong? You just need to take a bit of a closer look, Francisca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key... Ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything?
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both the Yatagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say...
It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one and the same.
But that's impossible!
Time to magical girl transform this knife into the Yatagarasu's key. Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. Handle? It's the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into them.
Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section here. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself.
She seems to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give.
Dude, just butterfly open it. Butterfly knife open it. How can I... how do I zoom out? Why can't we... Oh, button. Button. There it is. I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing.
So, the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now.
Yatagarasu's key data updated in my organizer. Why is baked corn? Always has been. Frankly, I'm shocked. Frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday.
Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person that it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu.
I am Dorpy. Then maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagarasu. There, it's moving now.
I forgot I was still muted in Discord.
And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario?
No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier—
oh no, not Bad talking again. He talks so slow!
But we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card. Rel had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else. And that person is the real Yatagarasu.
It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. Knife data updated in my organizer.
Okay, gun, and then this thingy.
This gun. It was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported— why was this gun still loaded, is my question. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rel still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. Can you give Edgeworth the voice of Goofy? I wish! I'm tone deaf when it comes to accents. I wish I could, David.
Then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. I took a quick long look through these documents before the trial started.
Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. 'Cause you're not a lawyer yet, Francisca! You shouldn't even be here! This is illegal! You're like 13!
I suppose I should explain it to you then.
Yes, you should. Perfectly, and in its entirety, if you please.
On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mac Rel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
A simpleton of a man. That's what he was.
Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. For Mr. Rel was caught in the act on film by a security camera.
He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. David, you should be it. How about that? I can't believe he didn't notice a security camera.
The Cadopian Embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes. The surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rel on it, because he doesn't change his clothes, apparently. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. Crystal clear.
So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Me neither. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece of evidence that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court. Yeah, I was gonna say, he watched the video without us? Also, what about the bloody bag?
The surveillance video?
I don't want to take the spotlight. Your VA is pretty good. I'm curious to hear you VA other games. Nah, man. I can't VA for shit. I can't. I'm so tone deaf when it comes to accents that all I can do is change my inflection. So I have a range of about like 5 characters and that's it. I wish I could VA better. But no, if you guys want to see anybody who can actually do voices, David's one. We also have Ender After and Death Nuggets who are also really, really good at voices.
How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
I'm very good at like emotional inflections. Don't get me wrong, I'm really good at injecting emotion into the characters, but I have a range of about like 5 people. The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial... Prosecutorial... Again, they're making up words. Prosecutorial evidence.
Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
What? No! I dare not lick my duties! What do you take me for? No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene. There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant Lobby number 2. Who's this guy? September 10th, 6 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. You give emotion in different tones pretty good though. You're consistent in knowing to read the room or read how the characters are speaking, which is still important for VA. Sometimes the best VA are people who can deliver pure raw emotion more than sounding different for more variety of characters, but it all depends. Thank you, David, for striking my ego. I appreciate it. I need the emotional support today. I don't know if you were here for my rant earlier, but like the current climate in the VTubing sphere, streaming sphere is kind of rough. Also, you guys can use !multi-POV in order to go support any of the XV Shoujo talents. I unfortunately don't have any of the artists and any other third-party person who is affected by the current situation, but I would still advise you guys to go support them. Even though they have the numbers, any support is good support, in my opinion. And once again, the only person that isn't listed in this gigantic list is Mint Phantome, and that's because she is a YouTuber, which you guys can still look her up. She is a V singer. She's pretty popular, actually. But yeah. If you have to leave my stream to watch their streams, because I know that some of them are streaming right now, I wouldn't mind it. I honestly wouldn't mind it. I'm good at giving a push and confidence booster to the homies. Always practice and improve yourself, homie. Thanks, homie. You're a real win. Oh my god, speaking of, David, I've been doing so well in Clair Obscure. I still haven't beaten the game, by the way. I still haven't beaten the game because I'm trying to beat all the side bosses and do all the side missions. But, dude, I beat the giant snake in the sky. Dude, I felt so good. I felt so good. I did that. What was that this week? Guys, was that this week, audience, or was that last week? I don't remember. That was the last thing we did, though, and it was so... Oh my god, it was amazing. It took us forever. It was amazing. That entire fight was like over 30 minutes. It was ridiculous. I hated it so badly. That's Detective Bad, but who's he with? Oh my god! Wait, this is the tiger dude, right? I forgot his name. This is Ling Lang Lo or something. Bro, the giant snake's such a fucking piece of shit. I fucking hated that boss. Yeah, I hate that boss, dude. But we got the achievement. I'm so happy. I was at the end of my rope. I was like, this is the last time we're gonna try it. I'm gonna end stream after this, and we won. Don't take away that you should, that the best way that you win is by giving up. Don't take that away from this, but like, do your best all the time. Even if you suck at the game, you will win eventually. Just beat your head against it and keep trying. Tiger guy, yeah, this is the Frosted Flakes dude. Dude, what's his name? I forgot. Who is he? I've never seen that officer before. What voice did I give him? I forgot. So, did you find it? I don't know, I should give him a preppy voice. Everything is so low. No, not yet. And I've looked everywhere. Doesn't fit his character at all. It's okay, it's fine. I see. Well then, please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. I saw... No, I'll talk about it after. Once we figure out his name. Huh, so you're the one running the show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? Wait, we don't actually know his name. All I remember is that his assistant is named Sheena. That's all I remember. What was that all about? And who was that man just now? Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Fair warning, there's one super secret boss in the game that has 3 phases. It took me a solid 8 hours? And honestly, I would not recommend to fully beat him because the boss requires pure precision on your parry. That's the one I want to see her fight. 8 hours?! Even one mistake, and you just lose. Long Lang. Yeah, there you go! Long Lang. Thank you, Draco. Literally impossible to come back from the fight if one person died. No! Oh my god. 8 hours? That's crazy. I would assume that would have been like a Renoir fight. That's what I would assume the hardest fight would be against like Renoir, but there's absolutely no freaking way. There's no freaking 8 hours? Dude, I would be gone. I would be lifted from this earth. I would disappear from this mortal plane if I had to fight a boss for 8 hours. 30 minutes was too long. I love the fight. I bet she could try to get far, but I ain't fully sure she might be able to beat him because the fight's not made for the casual. It's recommended for level 90 plus, and some say you even need to beat 99. Isn't 99 the max? I'm nowhere close. I'm still in my 60s. How's it looking? Dude, it's looking. Well, he's looking at himself. Does he even know that we're standing right behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kid? It looks like you were paying attention after all. Can I join for better stream now? Only if you help VA! Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. No, you have holes in the back of your head. You're a cheese man. Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Zhengfa to study. He's Agent Lang. Looked like an officer than an agent. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of entertainment from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication. I think you need to do the boss fight. Dude, I would perish in like 0.0 seconds. 0.069 seconds. Nice. He's just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. You need to have a ton of points for the best Pictos upgrades without a solid build for any of your team. It won't mean anything even if you are 99. Dude, that's crazy! There's still so many Pictos I have to buy too. There's still so many. Let me drink some water, hold on. Bold of her to assume she'd last that long. Considering how difficult the fight sounds, I probably wouldn't even go first unless I have that Pictos equipped. I probably wouldn't even go first. I would say, like, I could last that long if I was going first, because then I would just, like, I would just stay still. Okay. The guy is more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, he shows a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time.
I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to.
Who would I need to read? Anybody.
Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you. I highly doubt that. It has nothing to do with me. Fine, if this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room, straight from him. Okay, well, I need to find out about that knife. Oops, sorry, talk. I suppose it's impossible to enter or... I know, I don't want to look at the window! Actually, that's not true. I bet a person of small stature could slip in. Francisca, would you care to help me test my theory? Francisca, whip him. Francisca, whip him right now. Dratch, I must remember to be more tactful around her, the vertically challenged. Whip him right now! Earlier, you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You're quite the busy man, Detective Bad. The only question I have is, Bad helping you? The vertically challenged? Bro, what? Right? Whip him! Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what the detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? Both short and flat. Draco! Somebody whip Draco! Somebody time him out! I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy, you'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another.
Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation? Thank you for the care package, Japer. Thank you. Okay, let me stretch. Let me hydrate. Let me talk.
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think? Please. We're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. I'm pushing! I'd like to ask you once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime.
You know weenie water goes well with the care package, don't you? No, I don't think so. I think regular water does just fine as a substitution, as an alternative.
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do will be a waste of time. Besides... that spin. Hold on, I gotta open William up. Wait, we don't even have weenies. How can I make weenie water without weenies? Clyde, if you're watching, we need weenies. Clyde, if you're watching, we need weenies. I can't have weenie water right now. Anyway, going back to evidence, going back to the case. I don't have it. What's wrong with you guys? Get the weenie water out of here. Do we bring up the key? I think we just bring up the knife. And then we actually flip it in front of him, right? Maybe. Detective Bad. Did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph? I guess we could have brought up either or. Next stream. Are you saying I have a time limit? I have to get weenies over the course of the weekend and bring the weenie water back? You guys are crazy. You guys are nuts. This is your audience? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know about this? Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same? What? That's impossible! Or Clyde goes and gets weenies right now? Clyde's still at work. We missed the weenie water? Oh, no, Chaper. It's cool. It's fine. It's okay if you missed the weenie water. There are so many other streamers putting the weenie water in their subathon goals right now. If you follow the V Huddle members, you'll know that everyone else has been doing weenie water and you don't have to make me suffer with it! This doesn't have to be the case. We don't have to do this to me, Japer. We could do it to Kira, again, who's currently hosting a second Radathon. We can do it to Ender After, who's planning to do a 12-hour stream today. We can do it to Moose Down Under Gaming, who's not currently hosting a subathon or streaming because he's busy IRL, but he promised to do one and mix it with coffee. And he still owes us that. Hold him accountable. Well, what else? We can do it with they, who promised. No, she still has time on her subathon counter, right? She still has time. We can make her drink weenie water. We can exclamation point weenie in Vay's chat when she's live and get her to drink more weenie water. We can do so much. We have so much power. We don't have to bring it back for me. I'm just here for the doggos. Yeah, be here for the doggos, not the weenies. Too bad I chose you. That's crazy. Anyway, it looks like he didn't know after all. I've retired the exclamation point weenie. Sorry. Anxiety. The betrayal. Also, don't you have to play Rocket League with Vay? Yeah, I'm waiting on Vay to let me know her schedule, because I know Vay's been having a tough time with streaming regularly again. So I have told her to let me know when she's available to do that. But yeah, it's all up to her. It's all up to her. I'm not trying to put any pressure on her to stream, because I know that she's been feeling a lot of burnout, and she's busy over the summer doing her IRL job. So yeah, we still owe 3 Rocket League sessions with her. Being targeted for weenie water is crazy. Oh, did I miss saying, whoops. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use the Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither one of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad. So that we may find the truth, please, testify for me once more. All right. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change.
Time of murder.
Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more. Yeah. About what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer's still the same. And this is the last time I'm gonna do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. And find the truth behind this case.
Detective Bad's movements.
I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran to lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information we can.
I mean, he now says, rebuttal, by the way, he now says that Gumshoe was goofing off. He wasn't necessarily standing at his post, so don't we just press that? We're gonna press everything, because we like to waste time around here, but still. Don't we just press that?
Hold it!
Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me! Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all.
What was it you wanted to talk about?
So his answer remains the same as before, I see.
Hold it!
I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu. Yes, please! Trivial stuff. It was nothing important. That's for me to decide.
Edgeworth be kinda hot though? Oh my god, Japer, stop. That's Phoenix's man, okay? Please! Control yourself!
Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then.
That was a bunch of nothing.
Hold it!
Oh, I guess we could also bring the balloon up on this.
Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder, that would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now. Sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have to press this one. Or present on this one. I didn't hear any other strange sounds.
Hold it!
Detective Bad, you honestly don't remember hearing anything else? Yeah. Is it possible you were so involved in your conversation that you missed something?
Is he trying to get at the fact that there might have been like a scuffle in the room?
I've been a detective for a long time, and even if I were involved in something, I've got quite the habit of keeping tabs on everything that goes on around me. If there had been some other strange sound, you can be sure I would have heard it. I suppose with this detective, that's probably very likely. So the gunshot.
Hold it!
And why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away? Because we clearly heard the sound of a gunshot. And we knew it came from somewhere nearby. And how did you know that it was a gunshot. In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know. Apparently you don't. I suppose it's only natural for a detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like. But given the circumstances, the only person I could think of whose life would have been in danger was Faraday. That's why I ran into the hallway right away and headed for where he was.
Hold it!
Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway. Yeah. Why didn't you attest to that earlier? When I saw Gumshoe, it was after I'd heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done the deed. Ugh. Sounds exactly like what Detective Bad told us before. However,
Is there something in particular we should be asking this detective about?
there just might be. No one knew that the knife is actually the Yatagrasu's key. Reflecting on that, perhaps there are other things that we know now, but Detective Bad doesn't yet.
The balloon!
Yes, that should be my angle of attack.
Okay, so we bring it up to that new statement that he appended. No, not here. The weird sounds. Let's present the balloon.
Objection!
Because if there weren't any weird sounds, then that means there wasn't a fight in the other room, which means that nothing was going on prior to the gunshot, which means it was just the balloon. Right? Are you guys following? I think this is right considering the music stopped, but I just want to make sure that my line of thinking is correct.
Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh? So you knew about Zetko's balloon?
Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. So, what about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. What are you getting at?
Oh, that's what he's getting. He's trying to see the timing with the pop of the balloon and the actual gunshot. Oh, that makes more sense, actually.
This fragment was found in the hallway, right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook for a gunshot. No, so the sound that the judge heard wasn't actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene.
Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well. So...
He doesn't care!
Don't give me a so!
We just proved that there's a flaw in your testimony!
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place are so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What is that supposed to mean?
What is that supposed to mean? The doors and walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered, but the window was open! To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material. Then, you mean...
soundproof? That's what he's going with? But the window was open! In the hallway and in the rooms. So even if he didn't hear it through like the door or the walls or something, the sound would have echoed. And the judge heard it.
since I was shut up inside lobby number 1. There was no way I could have heard that sound. Also, how do you propose you heard the gunshot if you were inside lobby number 1? How do you propose that? How does that make sense?
No!
I knew that's what he was gonna say.
Then that means our Scruffface's testimony is completely useless. If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear a sinus chuckle.
And that's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around.
The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of the balloon popping if he were in lobby 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either.
Yeah, exactly!
And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did.
His spidey senses were tingling.
It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh, how so? If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I thought.
This means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to?
It boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detective Bad and Detective Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have.
It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh?
The state of the crime scene? Wait, can it be? It's that ultra-strong perfume Yu wears. She spilled some of it.
Ooh, maybe some evidence.
What?
Way too noisy! Lobby number 2's television. It looks like it was set to an incredibly high Oh, to cover the sound. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
Oh, you're just putting me in here.
Okay, well, let's do the window with the perfume, because that makes sense to me. Scent of flowers in the air, and the perfume.
It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course. Incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows.
Incorporeal? That's what you're going with? That's how you're explaining what that is? Well, now what? Loud television and open windows? Because they can't bring up the surveillance tape. And they put us in here for a reason.
Now then, what else besides a smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations.
Missing evidence gunshot? Windows were open so the gunshot could be heard, but where did this originate from? What? Oh, it's the tape! The tape is in the VHS! The VHS? VCR! I know what machines are of olden times. Tell me a good night story. This is your good night story, ABC. Welcome into the stream. You should be sleeping already. You said good night a while ago.
The missing piece of evidence is a video. It's in there! Just press escape! Press, eject! That shows the moment in which Mr. Rel killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess. And brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still in here, in this room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Hurry, to the VCR!
Miles,
What have you been thinking about?
I wonder how long he just stands here. It must be a concerning amount of time if Francisca is asking him.
Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again!
It's not a waste of time to think, for I figured out where we should look.
And where should that be?
I'll banish myself. I have a question for anyone who's a non-sub. Do you guys get the ad break? Are you guys in an ad right now? Because Twitch tells me, OBS tells me that I have an ad break in progress. I said to the subs, ABC. I said to the non-subs, sorry. I said to the non-subs, ABC. I believe we should examine the television. The TV. I said the non-subs! Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. I want the VCR! Oh, and he's putting us in a zoom in. Give me this. It's a video player. There seems to be a videotape inside.
It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end.
This tape. Could it not be the missing surveillance tape? I'm not subbed? Oh. Oh. Wait, you guys still don't get it though? Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video? Sure, knock yourself out. Not me either? Maybe because you're a mod, maybe?
Alright then. Let's rewind this and see what we have.
If I remember correctly, the video footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Understood. This should be about right. Now then, let's see.
This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member.
I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along. Surveillance video data jotted down in my organizer. Good night, ABC. The sound. What's the meaning of this? It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder.
Do you mean that you figured it all out, Zed?
Yes. All I have to do now is show what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was. And through where they heard it from. So it wasn't the balloon? It wasn't the balloon?
Fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced.
Now to show what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. So, we do the window? Window. Wait, we're deducing? No, we just click it? Just as with the spilled perfume in lobby number 1, if the windows were open, that piece of evidence's sound would also dissipate out. Oh, I do need to deduce. Okay, let's deduce. So deduce. And then we pick the video, right? This one.
Eureka!
If the door and windows to the crime scene namely this room that we're in, were closed. The killer could have used the gun, and no one would have been the wiser.
That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were.
However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot.
Well, the windows in lobby number 1 and 2 and hallway were open, yes. So naturally, the people in these locations could hear it.
Ah, but then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. And that's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this. To draw people into the room!
But why was this necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction!
Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact when they died.
What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of when the crime took place, like I've been saying all along?
The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes. And they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. My goodness. My goodness. Edgeworth, I've been like 20 steps ahead of you.
That's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from the video? Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on duty.
Which means you is the only suspect!
Someone who has no alibi for that time period and planned this crime out in advance. That person's the real killer.
Let's go! That was so quick.
Hello.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, what is it? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom.
Oh, the killer is asking for me, huh? She's requesting my presence, huh?
She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something.
It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something.
Understood. Please tell her that I'll be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she says.
I've been enjoying this Terra game. There's surprisingly a lot more players than I thought there would be. There is. For a private server, I'm very surprised how many people there are. Oh my god, I want to play. What class did you pick, Anxiety? Because I couldn't recreate my characters, I'm holding off on making like a cleric, which is my typical main, and a sorcerer, which I don't play at all, but that's what I made Liren initially. I always make her a sorcerer and I never play that class. You made a lancer? I'm a mystic. I'm a mystic, which is like the other healer class. I can heal for you, Anxiety. I can heal really badly because I don't remember how to play. Wait, how, huh? Because nostalgia is a strong factor. I thought Terra was gone. Official PC Terra servers are gone. Those are closed for good. But there are private servers. I figured I'd play a tank because I wanted to do dungeons. I love doing dungeons in Terra. That's all I would do. I would really go hard on the PvE aspect, and so when I used to play a couple years ago, years and years ago, all I would do is like power level to like dungeon level, and then I would just do dungeons the whole time. That's all. That's the only way I played it. I did do PvP casually, cause I had like a guild who liked doing PvP and stuff like that, and so I would go with them, and I really enjoyed it. The PvP that we did do together. When it was like PvP solo, I got so bored. I had no direction. But when we did it as a group, it was really fun. But no, I love doing dungeons. I would dungeon grind. I'll dungeon grind with you.
It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. To be continued! Oh my god! Yes, this is a good stopping point. I mean, not like stopping, but like, I do need to check on my dogs. Real quick. Let me check how hot it is. Because if it's still over 90 degrees, I don't want to walk them, but I will play with them for a little bit. Oh, it's nearly 100 degrees Fahrenheit over here. Okay, yeah, we're not going out there. We're not going out there. Okay, before we continue, I'm gonna go on just like a short break, maybe 10-15 minutes, just to give some attention to my dogs. That way they're not too rowdy when Clyde comes home. And then we'll continue and finish the playthrough. Yeah, let me go ahead and we'll be right back.
back! Welcome back to anyone who went on break with me. Welcome into anyone just tuning into the stream. We are going to finish. We have to finish Ace Attorney episode 4 today. We are in part 4, which is the last part of this chapter, this episode, whatever you want to call it. So let's just get right into it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week, a safe week, that's like a not emotionally draining week. I hope so. I hope to God that you have not been having a drained week. Not like many in the streaming VTubing sphere currently. But no, speaking of, if you guys want to support any of the X talents of V Shoujo, which I would 100% push that you guys do, because even though they may have the numbers and the support already, more support is never bad. So go ahead and use !multi-POV in order to get all the names of all the X talents, including the ones that didn't get a chance to debut for V Shoujo, in order to go support them and just show them some love, you know, because they desperately need it. And if you haven't already heard, Mouse is raising funds for IDF, the oh God, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what the things are called, but I know you can donate plasma for it. I'm thinking of a different IDF and it's all wrong. But in addition to that, her community will be hosting a couple of subathons in order to garner even more support. They've raised over $1 million now, which is double the amount that was taken away from them from V Shoujo, which is amazing, which is phenomenal. But if you guys want to help support, if you want to donate, make sure to look up IDF. They've been posting about it. Make sure to look up Tiltify. They've been posting about it. Make sure to look up Iron Mouse on social media. She's been posting about it. You could also join in and donate during any of these streams this weekend for the Iron Hand support streams that are happening tomorrow specifically, or for Alara's streams over the weekend, over Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, just keep an eye out for those and donate, save a life, you know, donate to the charity, I don't know, Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thank you, Coda, and thank you for the resub. Yeah, you could use !multi-POV in order to get all of the X talents links. I know some of them are streaming right now, so if you guys want to go watch their streams to support them, because they have been more directly affected by the situation, obviously, and they need the support. If you guys want to go over to their streams to go support them, feel free to. I don't mind. I don't care. Please just go support them. But let's go ahead and finish the game. Also, my dogs are just rowdy right now. It is over 100 degrees currently, and we went out into the backyard for a little bit. They were exhausted. They were tired. They were sunbathing. They did not want to play. But now, all of a sudden, they come back inside with the air conditioning, and they're just like, let's cause a scene. That's Juju, by the way. That's Juju that you guys hear, my youngest puppy. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue this. Let's finish the game. Okay. Juju! He might be trying to take his brother's treat. That might be it. September 10th, 6:15 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. If he keeps barking, I might have to go out to check on him. I don't hear Oreo barking back at him, so he might not be barking at Oreo, but you never know. Maybe he's barking at someone outside. I doubt it, though. Somehow I doubt it. Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for is already... Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little bit longer, any little task will do. Oh? You're more sympathetic than I thought. Hiccups. Doggies. I don't hear him anymore. I know we just heard him. Oh, there he is.
You know what? Let me go check on this dog. Let me go check on him. I need to know what he's barking at so furiously at. Okay, one moment. Enjoy the music. Okay, I'm back for real. Yeah, he was bothering Oreo. Juju wanted Oreo's treat, which you can't have. Selfish. Okay, but they should be good now. I gave him a little puzzle to solve, so he should be okay for the time being. Sorry, I'll stop with the dog whistle. Imagine.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest? Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest?
I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you?
We'll see. It all depends on whether your logic holds up or not.
Oh,
I see. We even have a viewer in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly a bystander.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end, no matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion. And this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. Dude, imagine the judge comes out from behind his little stand, his podium. He's like, I'm here too, I can assist. It'd be more appropriate to follow the rules of the court in this case, don't you think?
Absolutely, like a rookie to think such a thing. But alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. Dude, we should just show her the key. Don't tell me he's done with the puzzle already. He'd be so smart if he is done with the puzzle. It'd be so smart of him. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. Misuse argument.
Everyone, sans the suspect, has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2.
Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion. That Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Oh. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course, there's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump card she has up her sleeve. So, press everything is what you're saying. You're giving me the okay to press everything. Rebuttal.
Hold it!
My doggos really want you, Anxiety. My doggos really want you. The suspect? But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you this is no joke. Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that's correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking. I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. Oh my lord, hold on. I've done it. I've trapped Juju in my room with me. We'll see how long it takes for me to regret this decision. We'll see how long it takes. He's probably gonna start nipping at my ankles. I don't know. He's gonna probably start barking at the door in like 2 minutes. I don't know. Let's see if we can press everything before he starts barking.
Hold it!
Whether they've been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back! Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe is standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? Juju, you don't have to bark at the door. Do your puzzle. You have treats in there. You don't need your brother's treat. It's okay. You have your own. It's because I give him the hard puzzles. I have to though, because otherwise he'll blast through the treats in like 5 seconds. He's smart for his own good. In Oreo, I don't give puzzles because he's too dainty. He's just a little chihuahua. Come on, get your treats out. He wants the easy way. And he can't have the easy way. You want to take all my dogs? We can devote it to little Maggie and that's about it, Chief. Oh my god. There he goes. There he goes. Okay. That's the first place everyone looked, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Oh, you put it under my desk? You're just looking to be trouble. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. Whoop. It's okay. Don't push it against my desk. It's over there. Speaking of weenies, Juju's a little weenie. He gets scared and startled from everything. He's the big dog. He's our big dog. He's our pit bull / lab mix. And he's such a scaredy cat.
He's just a little baby.
Hold it!
So distracting.
You should do a weenie water week. No, Jay. We don't have to do that. We can save that for the next marathon. We don't have to turn that into an everyday occurrence. There aren't enough weenies in the world. I'd like to think. Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. Why are you so certain? This is a courthouse. The place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. What, an escape? I don't think we're getting anything from this. Although, we do have to bring up the open window at some point, right? You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? Yeah, in his wrong hand, too. But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, what?
Hi, Ginger. Hello.
I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. Oh, that was easy. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject. That's true! I didn't even realize that! Thank God I'm not in charge. Thank God I'm not the lawyer.
Oh, but there were witnesses. For you, there's your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see.
As for the little missy...
She came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, or bailiff, or anyone else. Wait, so basically, the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone else's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter what the killer when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bat and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1, the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Oh my god, I can't say detective again. The only one who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? Can't say detective. I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of...
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1 care to explain how that could have been fabricated? Gladly.
Take that!
That tape. Ooh, she's stressed now. Look at how fast her movements are.
Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell, the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2 that was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murder is occurring much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take about 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Objection!
Sounds from a television don't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew! Didn't we, Miles?
Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a little while ago.
That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we shouldn't have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day. And that's it. End of story.
But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room?
The window was open!
There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it's that, despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also open.
Objection!
Dude, her voice is so much lower than I thought it was. Did you hear that objection? It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at the time.
Objection!
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is Callista Yu!
Take that!
Miss Callista Yu, I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet, but of course I'm serious, because she's the only person who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth.
My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although, I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess that means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? Miss Yu's rebuttal. You argue that the window was open. However, do you have any proof that it was actually, yes, the perfume bottle? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this, especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Don't worry, I'll help you. Rebuttal! We of course are still pressing everything, but then we'll present the perfume on the first statement. Evidence? All I'd need to do is have some prints analyzed and we'd know straight away. Huh.
Be my guest.
She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means, even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else. But why that someone else was forced to open the window? Huh. That's simple logic. That it would be Bad's prints on lobby number 1 window. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose.
What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows, lines on your forehead, they're all back. More importantly, are you gonna be okay not running a fingerprint analysis?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, alright?
Hold it!
I thought I just proved that it was.
Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime.
The TV was also off, which was strange. I mean, I guess they could have turned it off when they busted their ass in there. Unfortunately for you, Miss Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important.
How so?
By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene, it proves the possibility that the when of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we can re-evaluate afterwards.
So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at this point.
Hold it!
Even if you're shocked, that's of no concern to me. I do things my own way.
Oh? I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked.
Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony.
Alright. But let me just say one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people.
Hold it!
Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be.
Oh, admitting to your faults now, are we?
At this point in time is what I meant to say.
Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser?
No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth.
What a paradox! Take care not to fall into one of those holes before you fill it up. Miles, you remember, don't you? About why a window in lobby number 1 was open.
Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened.
Okay! Easy peasy!
Perfume!
Objection!
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yu?
Edgeworth? I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know?
Well, this isn't mine!
That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see?
Miss Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. That you're the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad.
Oh, I know.
You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Objection!
Come on now. I've already told you that that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean... Yes, Miss Yu. You were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1, when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Miss Yu.
You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all.
Okay, let's! Why couldn't it be me?
Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply couldn't have been me who killed Mr. Faraday.
Does she know about Von Karma?
After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from.
Oh, she brought up the knife.
Miles, her testimony is flawless.
Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. She brought up the knife! We didn't even tell her about that. We didn't even try to push her towards the knife. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. So we push everything again. Rebuttal. I mean, we're gonna do that regardless.
Hold it!
I think I already explained the significance of that earlier.
You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume, but that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character.
Do as you like. But as for me, I believe.
You believe?
I believe that you are the true culprit in this case.
My, you're enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed.
Hold it!
Attack in the Von Karma name. I mean, it's valid, but still. I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although, your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire.
How dare you?
Say such a thing!
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you.
Aw, why'd you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall we continue?
She's so annoying!
Hold it!
Why exactly could you not have killed her?
I was about to testify that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth.
Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand.
Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
Sexual harassment! Sue her!
Objection!
Yes, you will desist on this tomfoolery and return to your testimony.
And Miles,
If you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Sorry. Miss Yu, please continue with your testimony.
Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday.
Hold it!
Oh, it's blacking out. At this rate, she'll inevitably escape. Oh, he's feeling pressure. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing?
I'm trying the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
So we bring up the key in this case. Ah, so that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Oh my god, she just keeps yapping and giving herself away. Did you really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like.
Oh, please do.
Hold it!
Miss Yu, I would just like to confirm something with you one more time.
Oh, about what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this?
I don't need to ask you about that, because he isn't the killer.
Looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again.
That issue aside, Miss Yu, I'd like to ask you about what was inside the bag. You are sure it was the Yatagarasu's key, correct?
Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could have come from.
I think I've just spotted the road to a perfect victory. Finally, it would appear that you've revealed your true identity, Miss Yu.
Miles, our final statement.
Yes, I know. All I have to do now is present the evidence. What is this ominous feeling that I can't shake?
I don't know, Miles. Okay, let's present. Let's do the key.
Objection!
Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me.
But see, here's the thing, is that nobody else knew about the magical switching mechanic of this. She probably just came across it by mistake.
This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it in fact has the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that this was inside Mr. Faraday's bag. It was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife.
Oh yeah.
You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu's key.
Taking her sweet ass time. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know.
You would, even now, still feign ignorance?
I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Wow, who knew there'd be such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you?
From the very beginning.
You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one of the...
Are you trying to say she's the Yatagarasu? Because I thought that Kei's dad was the Yatagarasu.
Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with.
Oh my god, she's stressed.
Furthermore, the something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
I thought that was because of the judge. I thought he like emailed them or something. The new evidence stuff. Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday just before he dragged Mr. L off. He told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transformed.
Objection!
That's a lot of just information you're dropping here.
What you're saying is simply not possible.
Because Mr. Bad said neither of them knew about that.
Oh,
And why not?
because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. But within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
Objection!
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that's also impossible, because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either.
Yeah!
What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have had much of a reason. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this?
Corn, please and thank you. Oh my lord.
She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife.
Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will. And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could transform into a knife?
Just the Yatagarasu! Because this guy doesn't have any pertinence to the case at the moment. Detective Bad, we know for sure, doesn't know about it. Macrel, isn't the Yatagarasu. And he killed with a gun and not a knife. The judge doesn't know anything. Kei doesn't know anything. Kei probably knows what Burn does. No, I don't know how to talk. Kei probably knows what her dad knows. There, that's easier. So the only thing that makes sense is the Yatagarasu.
Take that!
There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
That also means that she sent Burn the key. And she also sent the picture to the court to make it come into evidence. To force it into evidence. And that is?
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu?
Miss Yu,
You used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? I wonder if Kay knows. I wonder if Kay knows that the Yatagarasu title that she's inherited it also caused the death of her father! You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do you do something like this? Huh? Oh my god, she's lost her marbles. Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You killed Faraday. Why? Answer me, Callista, you. She horny? I think so. Her socks are getting rocked. Callista, you, huh? That's not my real name. Oh my god, it's not even her real name. Wait, huh? Are you CCU? Because my real identity is... Yes. The great thief, Yatagarasu. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you're going... Okay. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things: money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But didn't you say that you despise criminals? But do I really? You... Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too? Maybe. That sort of woman was... So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Mr. Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. She's just divulging her entire master plan. She doesn't have to tell us anything. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside the plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. Dude, I would still argue that there wasn't enough blood at the crime scene for him to be killed there. That's just ridiculous. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned why we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Oh, I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness? And how that led to the killer to think about setting them up as though they had killed each other.
Then, the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes. I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member, Deadman.
You ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, have you, Mr. Bad? I had Deadman killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be.
Was she working for a mono group?
You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
How could this... You don't mean... You're working with Manny Cochin too?
Maybe not. Guess you'll never know. Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded killer. That's alright, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You... Yatagarasu.
I feel like, no, okay, no, I still think that the real Yatagarasu is Kei's dad, and Kei took on the Yatagarasu name to absolve him of whatever the fuck you did.
You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth, did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Oh! Oh my god, this is where Bad dies! Didn't I predict Bad dying? You really are too naive, Edgeworth. She secretly has a peener. That's what the 3rd leg is. That's what the real 3rd leg is. The knife, the gun, and the peen. You even handled the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
Ugh. You mean the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two, get down! Oh, my body. I can't move.
Hey, mister! To your right!
You?
Kei, what are you doing back in here? Jesus.
Are you all right, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Hmm? Where did Kei go? gunshot. Oh no, Bad protected Kay instead! No! September 10th, 7 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Oh, he's okay. Wait. Sorry, but it looks like she got away. Who'd she shoot then? I call the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my oh, he did get shot. They say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir! I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever go losing that detective spirit, okay?
You got it, Pops! Pops? Pops?
Pops?
Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
I thought he was gonna die. I really thought. Thanks a bunch, pal.
You're the best.
You really did find out the truth behind everything.
Yes. Well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. Judge? I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. God, I hate the word detective. That was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so it didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have His Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, as long as you're not fired, you should work hard. Give all that time you have and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
The Swiss roll!
She did? Oh, what is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship.
The Swiss roll! Let's not mess this up. I messed this up at the end of the first game. Let's not mess it up again.
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll! Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you after all.
Thanks a bunch! You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal!
I'm gonna eat this right now! Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay brought together. While the 1K saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments had touched the heart of this detective.
Wait, did Kay? Wait, no, did Gumshoe recognize Kay? I don't think so. Wait, was Gumshoe even in the last episode? I don't even remember. Oh no. My goldfish-ass brain.
He's so happy.
It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Whew, that was good, pal.
I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. He was? I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? He only noticed just now. Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh man, look at him! I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir! And don't you worry! I'll investigate the next case we're on real well. I'll be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor to defend, or what was it, to defend Phoenix? No, it was to argue and try to put Phoenix in jail. But that detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he's caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... She is returning it!
So? Do you remember now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while. Kay! You sure grew up a lot. He has a different color trench coat. I knew there was a different color somewhere.
Of course! But thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Dummy, I didn't know you still cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives.
But how did they...
You have to go pursue this and that, and how did it come to be that you have the title and what? They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here after all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does!
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently.
Hold it!
Actually, there's still a number of things that don't make sense, Kate. Yeah, Yatagarasu, hello? Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callista Yu, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. I knew it!
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
Alright then, how do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was really a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. The Yatagarasu no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu's been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you?
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. Yatagarasu sends card to embassy.
The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card.
Yeah, I mean, this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callista Yu lady is behind this. She's still alive! Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something gaudy like this.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. And that's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real, noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay. Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you're plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, you guys aren't gonna make it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is to arrest that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callista Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then, you mean...
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day.
Oh? Juju wants out now. I think he's gonna behave. He's been behaving for the past few minutes, so let me let him out real quick. I don't know if Clyde's home or not, but Juju wanted out. He's out.
Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you!
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What's with their chummy relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday, Callista Yu, and Kay Faraday. Oh my god. That is a big word. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Man, can you believe all of this happens in the span of a couple days? Not even a week, just a couple days.
Save your progress? Absolutely.
And that is the end of episode 4! Take me away! Why does it take me here? Yesterday it didn't do this. The last week it didn't do this, but whatever. Now this part is going to be like 5, 6, 7 parts or something. It's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be super long. I'm gonna have to dedicate an entire week, I want to say, to it. Now obviously we stream Monday through Thursday, and Tuesdays are always Baldur's Gate, so I wouldn't be able to play Ace Attorney that day. But Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, if we can dedicate a whole week to it, we will, just so we can finish the 5th episode and finally move on to the second game, which has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also 5 episodes. Okay. But next week, I think we're going to put a pause on Ace Attorney. Next week, we're probably going to do some more variety stuff. Partly because I need it. I'm really bad at committing to just a single type of game for an extended amount of time. So we're going to put a pause on that until I can find a week where I can dedicate to this last episode of Ace Attorney. I don't want to put it off for too long because, again, we have a schedule to keep. I want to finish this game, this collection, by the end of the year. It's already July, so we have about 5 months left to complete. Well, we're at the end of this month, so 4 months to complete the rest of this collection. And yeah, like, voice acting takes an incredible toll on just my voice and my throat and everything. So I know there's going to be a lot of new characters introduced again in this last episode. We're going to have some returning characters who I still don't have like a good grasp on, including Sheena and Ling Long Xiaofang. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to sound like racist. I don't remember his name. I know it's like Long Sha or something. Long Fa, like Fang La, something. Something. But that guy's gonna come back. I know that the annoying attorney prosecutor from the first case is gonna come back because he already showed his face once already. And then of course we have Miss Yu coming back. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of recurring characters from the past few episodes, not necessarily from the past game, coming back to this. I don't know if Bad is gonna come back. Do you guys think Bad is gonna come back? His voice was hard to do. Don't mean to make everyone here hungry, but I got lasagna. Ooh, what kind of lasagna? I'm hungry now. I'm hungry. But we did a much shorter stream than yesterday, so that's always good in my book. 3.5 hours, plus, you know, give or take some breaks in between. So that's pretty good. Next week, I want to do a demo day. And then we have Baldur's Gate. And then after that, I don't know what else we're gonna schedule in. I'll decide on Sunday, but I do know I want to play some Terra. If you guys are in my Discord, I did mention that I want to potentially make it like a community thing that we do, because it is free, it's a private server, and I'm still like iffy on whether or not I can stream it or not, because a lot of other people do stream this private server without any repercussions. So I don't know if we'll be able to do it. I do want to stream at least like one day of Terra just to show you guys, but that's gonna have to wait until they fix the bug in the character creation menu, because there's currently a bug on the private server, which is run by a solo developer, by the way. It's a single person running the entire thing, so props to them. But there is currently a bug where it makes it so you can't spend that much time in the character selection screen, otherwise your game crashes. I know that at certain points in the middle of the night too, the game has some crashing issues as well, so which is the time that I typically have to play it too. So I don't know, I do want to play Terra a little bit. I know that Anxiety's playing it. Draco said he was going to download it. A couple other people said they were going to download it too. I know Kay was interested. So, I don't know. We'll figure out a day that we could do that, because I do want to play. I do miss doing the dungeons and stuff. I am of dungeon level currently on my Mystic. I've crashed only once and I'm level 18 now. Ooh, nice. I think I'm in my 20s right now. So you're very close to the first dungeon, I think. The first dungeon is at level 20. You'll unlock that at level 20. But yeah, that's gonna be the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, even though we didn't have anybody come in to do some voice acting with us. And again, I would like to reiterate the fact that You guys should go support the X talents of V Shoujo. You can use !multi-POV in order to get access to all of their Twitch links. The only person I don't have available in the multi-POV is Mint Phantome, who is part of the wave who was supposed to debut this year, but didn't get the opportunity to. And I don't have her links because she's a YouTube streamer, YouTube V singer. But go check her out. Check out everybody else who was affected by the catastrophe that was V Shoujo. We're gonna go ahead and look for somebody to raid out to now. Let's see. I think next month we have a couple of events planned. We have Gamescom, which we're going to potentially co-stream. I'm not sure with who yet because I'm waiting to see if I can be an official co-streamer for Gamescom itself. If not, we'll probably do it with a different organization. There's also another potential raid train that I'm planning to be a part of. There's also an indie game jam that's going on for Itch.io, which would be my first ever Itch.io game jam to be part of, in which we have to play a bunch of Itch.io games which aren't on Steam, which is just fine by me because I do a lot of demo days. But let's see, who can we raid out to? We have a group playing Vermintide right now. We have a group playing Repo right now. You know what? Let's go raid out to the Vermintide group. I raid out a lot to Drax's group when he has Thursday lobbies. They're playing Repo, by the way, if you guys want to go check them out. Let me shout out Drac. They are playing modded Repo right now. I know that he just recently upgraded his system too. So yippee. Yippee to no crashes. Who's part of the Vermintide group right now that's streaming? Let's see. I feel like I haven't raided out to Sartana in a while, so let's raid out to Sartana. I know Ender is hosting this. Wait, you're part of the Itch.io game jam? I almost participated. I should have. It's a specific game jam called Indie X Indie Games or something. I don't get me wrong. I didn't create anything. It's a collaboration effort between indie game devs and indie creators in order to stream their games. So I'm just participating so I can stream more indie games on the Itch.io side. Although I do know that there's some drama with Itch.io going on right now, primarily in regards to something that's occurring now, even with Steam, in that they are now giving the power for third-party. What are they? Third-party businesses and corporations like Visa, MasterCard, your credit cards. They're basically giving them power over what you buy, which is crazy. I know Steam recently updated their TOS to include that in their documents, whatever it's called, whatever. But Itch.io recently implemented that, and they have immediately started delisting some of their games. So go and support indie devs, go support indie games. I know for right now it's only affected rated M for mature games, R18 plus games, adult video games, and SFW titles on Itch.io, but we shouldn't be giving other people the power to decide what we buy and what we spend our money on. That's ridiculous. And to have it affect what is allowed on the websites now is kind of ridiculous. I feel like they're going a little overboard. So I don't know. Go and make sure that you guys are, supporting indies whenever you can. I should have been thinking of being a creator for one of the jams, but I decided you should, Anxiety. I know that that's what you're practicing to be. I remember seeing the corn that you made for me. The game jam, you can still apply to it, by the way. You can still apply to it, and if anybody in my audience is planning to participate in that game jam, I will link it in my Discord. You can use !Discord in order to join me there. I will link it there so that you guys have the opportunity to join it yourself. If you guys do join. If you guys have developed a game that you want to put out there, let me know so that I can check out the games during one of my demo days, whenever that event occurs. I think you guys have still a month left to join it, so there's still a lot of time to put something together. It's a women's right activist group that sent a letter to Visa and MasterCard. I forget what the name was. It wasn't Visa and MasterCard. I mean, those statements directly contradict each other. It was still Visa and MasterCard who probably put the ban hammer on still. But yeah, it's a rough time for indie developers. I haven't seen too much backlash yet on Steam, even though they've implemented it. But on itch.io, it's taken full effect, and they're handling it, I want to say, a little messily, because they're directing everybody to put their concerns over on Reddit instead of, like, I don't know, emailing their support team, which is wild. But still, there's still a lot of really good games and developers who use itch.io, so support when we can. Chokehold on payment processors. Yeah, it's crazy. Anywho, for everyone over here on Twitch, here's my raid message. We're gonna raid out to Sartana, who is playing Warhammer Vermintide 2, along with many other Vudlers. He has Ender After, Death Nugget 01, and Sweden Catboy playing with him. Ender, I know, is hosting the lobby, so if you want to check out Ender's stream instead of Sartana's, that is absolutely fine. And again, if you want to check out any of the X talents from Bishoujo, I know some of them are streaming. If you want to check them out instead of raiding out with us, that is absolutely fine as well. I would definitely push that you guys support them, please, because they need it. I know you guys are going to be like, they're big, they're huge, they have the money, they have the numbers, they don't need my support. They need your support. They need your emotional support. I need you to give them emotional support, okay? I'm emotionally vulnerable right now because of them. But yeah, we're gonna raid out. I do of course hope that you guys will raid out with us, even if Vermintide is not your ideal. It is an FPS game, for those who don't know what that game is at all. I do recommend that you guys raid out anyway, just so you get some bonus points for the channel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Thank you for making my day a little bit better, because I know we started off like just really feeling super icky about the entire situation that's been happening and unfolding these past couple of days with Bishoujo and just the VTubing landscape in general. So thank you guys so much for hanging out, for being here, for being you guys. So I hope you guys have fun with Sartana, and I will see y'all next week for whatever it is we do. If I don't see you on Monday 3 p.m. Central, I will see you whenever. So bye everybody.